Hey family, welcome back to Gorgeous Models, the channel where we don't just look at beautiful faces, we actually study them. And today, I want to tell you a story. Not the kind of story you've heard 100 times, not girl posts photos, gets famous, the end. No. Today's story is about strategy, it's about timing, it's about understanding that in 2021, a young woman from Australia quietly opened an Instagram account, and by 2026, the internet couldn't stop talking about her. Her name is Sarah, and whether you've heard of her or not, by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why she matters and what the numbers behind her success are actually telling us. Stay with me, this one's worth it. October 2021. Let's paint the picture. The world is slowly coming back online after two of the strangest years in modern history. People are desperate for escapism, for beauty, for the feeling of being somewhere else, even if just for 30 seconds while they're scrolling. And Instagram is going through its own revolution, quietly but aggressively pushing a little feature called Reels, trying to compete with TikTok, and basically rewarding creators who could package beauty into short, punchy, visually stunning clips. That timing? It matters more than most people realize, because that's exactly when Sarah steps in. According to public creator databases, including famous birthdays, Sarah, an Australian content creator born in December 2003, begins posting to Instagram right at that pivotal moment. She's young. She's barely had time to figure out the world, let alone the internet. But she has something that no algorithm can manufacture. A natural aesthetic sense that feels both aspirational and completely real. Her early content isn't complicated. It doesn't need to be. It's summer, it's fashion, it's the kind of images that make you stop mid-scroll and think, where is she and how do I get there? And quietly, without much fanfare, the numbers start moving. Here's something I want you to really think about, because this is where most creators get it wrong. Most people who start Instagram accounts want to be everything. They post a sunset on Monday, a gym selfie on Tuesday, a food photo on Wednesday, a random opinion on Thursday, and then they wonder why their audience isn't growing. Sarah doesn't do that. From the very beginning, she makes a choice that in hindsight looks almost like genius. She owns one lane: summer. Warmth, fashion, the endless Australian summer aesthetic, swimwear, beach moments, golden light, chic outfits that look effortless even when they're clearly not. Third-party analytics platforms, specifically Hype Auditor, one of the most widely used creator analytics tools in the industry, actually categorize her account under swimwear. That's not a coincidence. That's the result of consistency, of showing up again and again with the same visual language until the algorithm and the audience both know exactly what you stand for. Famous Birthdays, another major public database that tracks influencer profiles, describes her content as chic summer outfits and lifestyle content that feels both polished and personal. And when they mention brand associations, one name keeps coming up: Fashion Nova. One of the biggest names in fast fashion, a brand that has made it a point to collaborate with creators across different body types and aesthetics, sees something in Sarah worth associating with. That's not small, that's a signal. Because Fashion Nova doesn't work with just anyone. They work with people whose audiences convert, people whose followers don't just double tap, they click, they shop, they buy.
Now here's where Sarah's strategy gets really interesting. If summer fashion is the base of her content, travel is the multiplier. Public sources, including Famous Birthdays, reference vacation content spanning some of the most visually iconic locations in Southeast Asia, Bali, the Fifi Islands. And I want you to stop for a second and think about what those locations mean from a content perspective. Bali is not just a destination, it's a backdrop. It communicates warmth, luxury, adventure, and freedom in a single frame. You don't need a caption, you don't need context. You see the rice terraces, the temple gates, the turquoise water, and your brain fills in the rest. She's living her best life. The Fifi Islands work the same way. For anyone who's ever seen a photo of those limestone cliffs rising out of bright green water, there's an immediate emotional reaction. You want to be there. And here's the genius of it. When you build your content around aspirational travel locations, you're not just getting beautiful photos, you're creating a feeling. You're associating your face, your style, your brand with that feeling. So every time someone sees Bali content, there's a part of their brain that now thinks of Sarah. That's brand building at its most organic. But travel content serves another purpose that most people don't talk about. It creates natural content cycles. You plan a trip, you shoot enough content for weeks of posts, you come home, and the algorithm keeps feeding that content to new audiences long after you're back on your couch. It's efficient, it's strategic, and it's one of the main reasons creators who invest in travel tend to see compounding growth over time. Combine that with gym and fitness content that rounds out the lifestyle image, you've got a full ecosystem. Look, location, and routine, the holy trinity of the modern lifestyle influencer. Okay, let's talk about the part everyone actually wants to know, the numbers. Because here's the thing about Sarah's growth, it tells a story that's way more nuanced than just she blew up. The real story is in the pattern. Hype Auditor, one of the most reputable third-party analytics platforms in the creator economy, published a public snapshot of @sarah.h44 as of September 2025. Let me walk you through what it shows and what it means. At that point, approximately 457,000 followers, an engagement rate of 0.35%, average likes per post around 1,600, average comments around 49, and notably, a follower growth rate of 6.08% over the previous year, which Hype Auditor itself labels as excellent. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, 0.35% engagement? That sounds low. And here's where we need to get a little educational because this is one of the most misunderstood metrics in the entire creator space. Engagement rate is inversely correlated with follower count in most cases. What that means in plain English is the bigger your audience gets, the more passive viewers you naturally accumulate. You pick up people who like the vibe but don't necessarily engage every single post. You pick up algorithm-driven reach, new eyes who see one post and follow but aren't yet deeply invested. For accounts under 10,000 followers, a good engagement rate might be 5 to 8%. For accounts in the hundreds of thousands, industry standard sits between 0.5 and 1%. So 0.35% in the macro range isn't a red flag. It's actually pretty normal for an account at that scale, especially in a visual-heavy niche like fashion and lifestyle, where people follow to look, not necessarily to comment. Now here's where it gets interesting for the business side. Hype Auditor also publishes estimated monthly earnings ranges based on follower count, engagement, and niche. For @sarah.h44, those estimates start in the low thousands per month in late 2023 and climb steadily upward through 2024 and into 2025, with notable spikes during what looks like late 2024 and early 2025. I want to be clear, these are estimates. Hype Auditor is modeling based on public data, not auditing actual income, but the trend line tells you something real. A creator in the fashion swimwear niche with 450K plus followers and confirmed brand associations is operating in a space where sponsored posts alone can command anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 per placement, depending on the deal structure, exclusivity, and deliverables. And by March 2026, a major influencer directory, FeedSpot, is listing Sarah's Instagram following at over 855,000 followers. That's nearly double the September 2025 figure. Think about what that growth curve looks like, from roughly 457K to potentially 855K in under 6 months. That's not organic drip growth. That's a creator hitting an inflection point, the kind that happens when content starts getting consistently pushed by the algorithm, when collaborations amplify reach, or when a few posts go broadly viral within a target audience.
So, what can we actually learn from how Sarah built this? Because this channel isn't just about celebrating models, it's about understanding them. It's about taking what works and putting it under a microscope so that whether you're a creator yourself, a brand trying to understand influencer marketing, or just someone fascinated by how the modern attention economy works, you leave this video smarter than when you came in. Lesson 1. Niche down before you scale up. Sarah didn't try to be everything at once. She anchored herself in summer fashion and swimwear, and she repeated that identity until it became synonymous with her name. The lesson? Pick your lane, own it completely. Then once you have a loyal audience that knows exactly what you stand for, you can start expanding. Lesson 2. Consistency is the most underrated growth tool. With approximately 193 posts by September 2025, starting from October 2021, Sarah averaged roughly 4 posts per month over 4 years. That's not viral. That's not a hack. That's just showing up steadily over a long period of time. The compounding effect of consistent quality content is something that no shortcut can replicate. Lesson 3. Aspirational content converts better than relatable content in fashion. This might sound counterintuitive because be authentic and relatable is advice you hear constantly. And in some niches, mental health, personal finance, education, relatability is king. But in fashion and lifestyle, aspiration works. When your content makes people want your life, they follow. When they follow long enough, they trust you. When they trust you, they buy what you recommend. That's the fundamental psychology behind why fashion influencers with great aesthetic sense can monetize so effectively through brand partnerships. Lesson 4. Location is a content asset. Every trip to Bali, every afternoon on a beach in Thailand, every rooftop shot in a new city, these aren't just memories, they're inventory. Smart creators treat travel as a content investment. The upfront cost of a trip can pay dividends in fresh, high-performing content for months afterward. Lesson 5. Understand your earnings potential before you need it. By the time a creator crosses 400,000 to 500,000 followers in a high-value niche like fashion, the revenue possibilities are substantial. The Instagram's own creator marketplace, brand deal negotiations, long-term ambassador agreements with companies like Fashion Nova, all of these become realistic income streams. And the key to accessing them is having a clear, consistent brand identity so that when a brand comes knocking, they immediately understand what they're getting. So here's where we land. Sarah is not just an Instagram model. She's a case study in what intentional, consistent, aesthetically driven content creation can build when you start early, stay focused, and let the compounding power of the algorithm work with you instead of against you. From a reported 457,000 followers in late 2025 to over 855,000 in early 2026. From a young Australian creator posting in October 2021 to a recognized name in swimwear and summer fashion with brand partnerships and a growing digital footprint, that arc is real and it's earned. The numbers don't lie, the strategy doesn't lie, and the lesson is right there for anyone willing to look closely enough. That's what we do here at Gorgeous Models. We don't just show you beautiful people, we show you how beautiful people build. Because real admiration isn't just about looking at someone, it's about understanding the work behind the image. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It genuinely helps the channel more than you think. Subscribe if you want more deep dives like this one, and drop a comment below. Who should we cover next? I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves.